Productivity is the ability to do as much as work you can do in a certain period of time. Everyone has 24 hours in a day. Within the same 24 hours, some people are achieving so big and some people are struggling to focus even for 10 minutes. Personally, I was never a productive person. In my 10th standard, I almost failed. In math, I got 28 out of 100. Somehow, I managed to pass only by 3 marks. But today, I got 98 percentile in 12th standard. I completed my master's in computer science. I'm a software engineer and I have started my own tech company. The point which I want to deliver out of my story is productivity does not come automatically. You have to make yourself productive. But you fail to achieve a great level of productivity because you misunderstood this topic. On the internet, there are a lot of noise about productivity. People keep sharing some stupid methods with fancy names and they believe those methods can make someone really a productive person, which is absolutely wrong. Productivity is not the result of any single method. It's an equation which contains multiple variables. If one of the variable is badly configured, it will affect your entire productivity equation. Have a look in this example. Here I have three variables, x, y and z. Even though x and y are positive, if z becomes too negative, the overall value will go as a negative. This is how your productivity equation works. It has 14 parameters. When you fix them one by one, you will be able to build a system which will keep you always productive. You will not need to force yourself through your willpower. It will be a natural flow which simply works. Slowly you will feel like that your mind is supporting all the actions you want to pursue instead of resisting them, which is our end goal, right? Let's uncover the 14 parameters of productivity equation one by one. Parameter number one is root desire. How many times it happened to you when you commit to something, you do it for 2-3 days, then suddenly things started becoming boring and dull, and you finally give up. When you actually figure out the root desire of a task, you kill problems like low motivation, out of interest, I will do it tomorrow, feeling bored. After finding the root desire of a task, you assign a purpose to that task. Now that task is not random. It is a task with purpose. It is like scalar and vector quantities. Scalar is only the mass, but vector is mass plus direction. You begin to see the task not as a burden, but as a step to something meaningful. That is the power of knowing your root desire. It transforms a simple action into a meaningful journey. Imagine you decided to wake up early and study every morning. For the first 2-3 days, you feel excited. Then excitement fades. You start feeling lazy, sleepy, and unmotivated. You skip one day, then another, and eventually you stop. But when you sit and ask yourself, why do I want to study every morning? You find your root desire. Maybe your root desire is I want to clear a competitive exam to get admission in a good college, or I want a high paying job to fulfill all of my dreams. Now, waking up early is not just studying in the morning, it becomes a step towards your dream. The task has a purpose, and when a task carries a purpose, you don't drop it easily. You continue even on those days when you don't feel motivated anymore because that task is connected to something bigger than you know. Parameter number two is influence circle. You believe productivity is all about your own discipline. Waking up early, stay consistent, working hard, eat the frog, and follow 2 minutes rule. But I strongly disagree. How productive you are, it depends with whom you are spending your time. Imagine this moment. You are serious about your next competitive exam. You have made the mindset that you have to give your 100%, but you are constantly spending your time with those friends who are talking about what meme went viral last night, Instagram story of some hot random girl in your class, and what happened in Big Boss reality show yesterday. Do you really think with this type of people, you will be productive? You will be able to accomplish your target? You will be able to focus? So before blaming your discipline, look at your circle. Human brain is biased towards comfort, towards entertainment. If your friend circle does not match with your end goal, your willpower will fade tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Change your circle and your productivity will go up. Parameter number three is view of completeness. Do you feel guilty when you fail to complete all the check marks of your to-do? Do you feel like that your entire day got wasted? This is one of the stupid mistakes I made in my earlier days, and now you are victim of it. But the truth is, you try to put a level of success or failure, perfect or imperfect, by looking at the number of check boxes you were able to fill in your to-do. This method itself is wrong. There is no success, no failure. There is only progress. So instead of asking how many tasks did I finish, start asking did I make some progress? If you are achieving 60 to 70% of your entire task every single day consistently, which is much better than completing your entire to-do list 3 times in a month. Perfection makes you burn out. Progress keeps you on the track. Completeness is not about finishing everything. Completeness is moving forward every single day, no matter what. Parameter number 4 is spotlight. When you are working on something to achieve, there are multiple components on which you have to work. For example, if you are preparing for some exam, there are multiple subjects. Each subject has multiple chapters. Each chapter has multiple concepts. Now imagine you are solving problem from quadratic equation. Parallelly, you were also thinking that in coordinate geometry, there are 3 assignments which are left to complete. It looks good that you are concerned about different things, but in reality, it kills your attention. Human brain are designed in such a way so that it can handle only one task at a time. Human brain are not made for multitasking like computers. Turn on the imaginary spotlight in your brain. Focus on one component, one chapter, one task. Keep everything else off, no matter how important those are. Finish the current one, then move to next. That's how you build a laser focus which supplies power to your productivity equation. Parameter number 5 is sleep. Let me tell you a small story. When I was started my own journey of self-improvement, I was working on some project. It was late night. I was extremely tired. But I was keep telling myself that I should not sleep. If I sleep means it's a failure and I am not strong enough. I am sure you feel the same way, right? But this is an absolutely wrong idea. That night when I finally went to bed and I wake up in the morning, I was able to solve that same problem easily. But the same problem I was not able to solve last night. I was making the same problem again and again. This incident cleared my misconception that if you don't ignore your sleep, it means you are a failure. And later, when I did some research about it, I found when you skip sleep, your brain becomes slow, your decisions become weak, your focus becomes thin, and therefore you feel lazy. But the truth is, your brain is tired. Maybe not you, but your brain is. Change your point of view. Instead of looking sleep is the enemy, look like the sleep is the charger of the machine which lives inside you. Take proper 6 to 8 hours of sleep. You will think better, you will walk better, you will live better. Sleep is not the enemy of your productivity. Sleep is the secret partner which you always need. Parameter number 6 is exercise. Does it happen to you regularly? When you wake up in the morning, even after taking a good amount of sleep, you feel tired? This one problem can make your day a hell. You think like right after waking up, who feels sleepy? Not for 1 2 days, continuously the same thing is going on and you feel guilty about yourself, you don't feel energetic and enthusiastic, you feel that I'm not capable enough. This happens to everyone, not only you. When you are in deep sleep, your brain goes into delta mode. Right after waking up, you expect I should feel energetic means alpha mode. In order to bring your brain to delta mode from alpha mode, you have to move your body. You do not need a serious gym plan for this. You just need movement. It can be walking, it can be running, it can be yoga, it can be push-up or anything you like. You have to make sure your heartbeat should get increased so that your brain gets more oxygen. That is it. Also, when you exercise, your body releases different types of hormone, which eliminates anxiety, stress, demotivation, and all sort of bad energies from your life. Use exercise to build a version of you who is sharp, active, and always alive. Exercise is the secret sauce which you always need in order to empower your productivity equation. Parameter number 7 is diet. Your body works on input, output. How much you eat, what you eat, it decides your energy. And your energy decides how you work. Imagine this moment. You have to sit for work after lunch. You want focus, you want speed, you want clarity. But suddenly, your eyes started feeling a heaviness. You start blaming yourself. I'm lazy, I'm distracted, my discipline is weak. What did you have in your lunch? Your body is using all of its energy in order to digest the food you just ate. Too much spicy food, too much sugary food, too much quantity. When your stomach works hard, your brain gets less fuel. Therefore, you feel tired, you feel overwhelmed, even when your intentions are strong. You must control your diet. But when I'm speaking that you have to control your diet, it doesn't mean that you have to eat something like this. You have to limit your sugar intake, oil intake, carbohydrate intake, spice intake. Also, how much overall food you eat. Do not fill your stomach 100% fully. Keep it in the range of 70 to 80%. You choose your food and your food decides your day. Parameter number 8 is entertainment. Your mind works on what you feed it. Just like what food you intake influences your body either in positively or negatively, in the same way, what content you consume influence your emotions. Think about this. When you scroll contents like people are crying, people are fighting, heartbroken stories, something happens inside you. Your mood goes down, you feel slow, you feel empty, you feel unsatisfied, you feel broken, which eventually makes you stressed. This happens because of the contents you are consuming, making a short circuit inside your brain. Now think about the opposite side. If you watch something funny, something inspirational, you get relaxed, you get hope, you get energy, which help to boost your mood. And when your mood goes up, your performance also goes up. This is the simple truth. Your mood is your fuel, and the entertainment you consume decide your fuel quality. Therefore, the content you consume is not for time pass. It is a direct fuel to your productivity. You must choose what type of entertainment to consume. Choose things that make you smile. Choose things that gives you hope. Choose things that makes you relax. Good content builds good mood, and good mood brings positivity to your productivity equation. Parameter number 9 is ambience. Look around the room where you walk, not the fancy items, not the designs. Rather, your desk, your chair, your room, your clothes. These tiny settings decide how your mind feels. Let me take you to a very common moment. You woke up and you are fully dedicated. You want to be focused, dedicated, and productive. But your table has all the random items which you do not need now. Your bed, blanket, pillow, all are scattered. Your books are spread here and there. Your phone, charger, headphones, extra wires, all are hanging here and there. You say, I am not productive. But your settings, your ambience, your environment is not cooperating with your productivity equation. There is a small size behind this. Every object around you silently sends a small signal to your brain. Too many objects means too many signals. Then your brain gets tired, your focus goes down before you even start working. When your space is tidy, organized, a clean desk, a swept floor, book in one corner, cloth are folded, dust is removed, waste thrown away, nothing expensive, nothing fancy. You feel fresh without doing anything. You feel like starting your day. You feel like moving towards your goal. This is the real power of ambience. When your space stops distracting you, your mind finally gets the chance to work. Parameter number 10 is organization of tasks. When you pick up your day at night, even though you have walked a lot, you have given enough time, but still you feel like I haven't done anything, I could have been better. You don't feel fully satisfied. How did you make plan for today last night? You took a pen and paper and started writing every single thing to reach your goal. At that moment, it felt good. You felt organized. You felt responsible. But the next day, the problem comes. When you look at to-do list of 10 big tasks with no head and tail, your mind feel pressured. You jump from one task to another. This is what I call being busy, not productive. This is where the mistake happens. Your brain cannot handle 10 big tasks in single day. Not because you are weak, not because you are capable enough, but because your brain has a limit. The right way is choose 3 to 5 most important tasks to be completed by today. Then divide each big task into smaller tasks and assign an estimated time to complete them. For example, one big task is revising quadratic equation chapter. On its own, it's a big task. Now break it down into smaller subtasks. Revise quadratic equation formula for 30 minutes. Solve 10 conceptual problem for 40 minutes. Practice 20 PBSR questions for 1.5 hours. Then finally analyze the mistakes. Now the task is clear. You know what to study. You know how long will it take. Now you are moving not in a random manner. You are moving with a direction. At night when you look back on your day, you feel satisfied. Even if you complete 70 to 80% of your total task, which positively contribute to your productivity equation. Parameter number 11 is digital distraction. Be honest with yourself for a moment. When you open your phone to check one thing, just one thing, maybe a message, maybe a notification, maybe a note, but suddenly 15 minutes disappears unknowingly. You did not plan to scroll. You did not plan to check someone's story, but your fingers are keep moving from one reel to another. People say stop scrolling, delete all social media apps, throw your phone and so on. But I strongly disagree with all of them. There are two reasons. Reason number one is we are not sapiens. We are living in 2026 and all those apps are part of our modern life. The reason number two is these apps makes us curious. When due to sudden motivation you delete those apps, the day after tomorrow again you download them and start using them with higher intensity. This loop keeps going on. Delete, install, guilt, delete again. Delete, install, guilt, delete again, which makes you underconfident. When curiosity and need intersect, it's a fortune and disaster both act simultaneously like social media. But taking the control back is not at all hard. When you understand how your brain plays the game and you become victim of it, you get the control back. When your brain fall in love with something, maybe a game, maybe a person, maybe an addiction, your biological system release a glue inside your brain. That's dopamine, which makes those action more stick inside your brain. More dopamine means more curiosity. This curiosity can be of anything, maybe porn, maybe cigarette, or maybe reading a book. In our case, it's social media. What I say, do not remove these apps completely because of need and curiosity. Instead, limit their usage. In this video, I have discussed about those two methods which will pull you from the ocean of digital distraction. You will be controlling your phone, not your phone to you. Controlling digital distractions brings a positivity to your productivity equation. Parameter number 12 is inner dialogue. I want to ask you something. What do you say to yourself when you are lost, when you are broken, when you fail at something? You say, I am lazy, I am not disciplined, I am tired, I can't change. You do not say this loudly, but your brain start believing in them. This is where you lose the game, not outside, inside your brain. You try better routines, you fix your sleep, you exercise, you eat well, you organize your talk, but still something feels missing because of your negative self-talk. Everyone faces bad days, including highly productive people too. But highly productive people actually knows how to deal with situation when something doesn't go according to their expectations. You say I can focus. A highly productive person say let's go for a walk, then I will sit again. You say I am lazy. A highly productive person say I need a rest. You say I always fail. A highly productive person say this is why it was not working. Let me try again. A small self-talk change adds a huge positivity to your productivity equation. Parameter number 13 is initial kick. You wait well, your space is structured. All those parameters we have seen so far are positive, but still you don't feel like doing the job. This happens because you wait for motivation, but this is where the mindset needs to be changed. You wait to feel motivated to do the job. Productive people do the job to get motivated. Productive people do not believe in motivation to do their job. They just start anyway. No matter if they are not feeling motivated or the time is 4:28 not 4:30, they just start and it follows automatically because all the other parameters are positive. But you wait for motivation, don't rely on it, just start. This is how you will be beating others 99%. Parameter number 14 is break. No one can walk continuously without breaks, but productive people takes break differently than average person. Your brain uses energy every time you think. When you keep working without any raise, that energy level drops and your thinking and focusing capacity goes down. But short breaks clears those blockages from your brain and restore that energy level. The right way to take break and be productive throughout the day is breaking your entire break time into 4 different sections. First section is hydration. When you sit for long hours, your brain uses water to think. When water level goes down, your focus also drops. So first drink 300 to 400 ml of water. Then move to the next section, which is maintaining the blood flow. When you sit for long hours, your body stays in the same posture. Therefore, your brain gets less oxygen and your focus level drops. But you can easily trick it. Do little movements, take some steps, do some stretching, jumping. This will immediately reset the blood flow in your body. Then go to the third section, which is entertainment. Consume some good content like high-beat songs, inspirational videos, which will give some fun to your brain and that will make you feel good. Then move to the next section, which is relaxation. Just stand nice and easy. Be grateful that you have completed one meaningful session of your life. Smile and think about the next session, what you have to do, and how it is meaningful to your life. That's how you lead every single break you take, which keeps you productive throughout the day. In a few minutes, we are going to end this video, but I want the same focus and energy because the ending is equally important. Before this video, for you, productivity was forcing discipline, being rude, and fighting against yourself. But now, pause for a second and look how your view has completely changed towards productivity. Productivity is not one thing, it's an equation of multiple variables, it's a system. Now, nothing is extreme, just small improvements, which takes your productivity from here to there. There are two types of creators on the internet. One who create content, one who spread value. I'm coming from a software engineering background and I do not believe in motivation. I believe in system and confidence, which comes when you actually involve yourself into work. It's like rocket, which takes time to build, but when it is done, it gives you the maximum acceleration. On this channel, I have planned a lot for you. I have planned 100 videos which cover 10 different aspects of your life that will change who you are now and who you can be in a few days. Also, I'm working on some apps that will help you to grow step by step. But to complete this challenge, I need your support. You have access to those buttons which can supply power to my journey. Rest I'm leaving on you. The next video is coming on programming your mind towards success. For now, Anirban is signing off.